If you can't get fitness clients and it's keeping you from pursuing your passion, this is for you. Whether this is post or mid pandemic or it's after, you're going to have to generate sales to have customers to grow a business. On the other end of a phone, just yesterday, the biochemist who booked a consultation with me said he wants to teach others how to cook healthy. And he said this: I've never been good at self-promotion or being pushy. Stop right there. If you can identify with that, in 2 minutes of our 20-minute session, this health coach wannabe had told me more than he knew. If even two of the following are true for you, I've got an episode you need to hear. Do you believe that you're being self-promoting? Then you probably are. If you believe you're being pushy, you probably are. Hi, I'm Deborah Atkinson, and you're listening to the Voice for Fitness Professionals podcast, where I help you with marketing and sales strategies that are easy, enjoyable, even fun, so that you can build a business and a life that you love, even in the pandemic, and actually, especially in the pandemic, because never before has there been such an opportunity for fitness professionals that will commit and do the things that others will not do. And that is mostly showing up regularly, consistently doing the right things. Tucked into that little statement I just said is the secret is knowing what are the right things. And that's what I do here, is try to reveal for you what's worked for me and what's worked for many fitness professionals who are actually making a living and a loving doing what they're passionate about. This episode is brought to you by the Flipping 50 Fitness Specialist. It's the first and the only hormone balancing fitness specialist certificate, coming with continuing education and the method and system that I've used to create the first and only membership site for women in perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause, based exclusively on research featuring them. I'll place the link in the show notes, and there's never been a better time to get started. All right, let's dive back in. On the other end of the phone, the biochemist who wants to teach others how to cook healthy said, I've never been good at self-promotion or being pushy. In those 2 minutes of our 20-minute session, he'd already told me more than he ever knew. So if you believe that you are being self-promoting, you probably are. And if you believe you're being pushy, you probably are. It's your belief in your own relationship with sales and salespeople and marketing and marketers that puts you in a position where you can't get fitness clients. It may be your relationship with the title of personal trainer or health coach. Do you have a real job now and believe that this thing that you want to do doesn't qualify or that you can't make money doing it? No fitness pro learned how to market and sell from a degree or a certification. Now, this I know from having been a subject matter expert who helps write health coach certification exams, personal trainer exams, and medical exercise specialist exams, as well as a 15-year senior lecturer in kinesiology at a university. I know that we don't teach marketing and sales, not within certifications and not within degreed educations or majors. So, where do you find it? I've worked with countless fitness pros who said this is their passion, but it's not what they went to school for. They'd say, I'm passionate about this, but they were really passionate about their own fitness, not necessarily about teaching it to others. If you're listening to this podcast and you're confident that you're here to inspire educate and motivate others to a healthier lifestyle, then I believe that you can. You just may need to do some work on yourself first. Deal with your own beliefs. Develop the skills necessary not to just teach exercise or cooking or meal planning, but to persuade and to market and influence someone to actually spend time, money, and energy changing, something we all resist. Change is one of the hardest things that we will ever do. The easiest first step is deciding to change. The rest is uphill. So, what is marketing? What's your definition? What is fitness marketing? Do you become someone different when you decide you're marketing or you're going to sell somebody? If you are reluctant or you think you're pushy or self-promoting, you probably do. It feels all of a sudden like you're a different persona. You're not you, authentically talking to a friend. What would you say to a friend who you knew needed to start exercise? Really, have you thought about that? So if you would have a different conversation with someone that you don't know, you should think about that. Do you become more you, an individual who helps others, adds value, and transforms lives? You need to know the answers to that. So here's some questions for you to ask yourself. When you can't get fitness clients, do you believe that you can help people? I'm going to guess you're saying yes. Do you know why you? Why would somebody choose you over another trainer? And why now? Why should they choose you now? What transformation is it that you give people? What problem do you solve? Why you and nobody else? Why would somebody choose you when there are millions of other trainers and options for exercise in the world? How do you connect with your clients? How do customers find you? One instance of being in a group and not getting any sales doesn't mean you're not good at it. And that's what my friend the other day was experiencing. He joined a group that was about cooking, and he was offering a lot of help to other members in the group, which in theory was all very good. So he was getting into like-minded groups of like-minded people who might be interested in his services. But the problem was, because he felt that nobody ever took him up on his offer to meet with him or to do anything more. But the real answer to that was, why didn't he ask them for something specific? Do you want help with that? Would you like help from me? Would you like to hear more about how I work with people? Easy questions to start a conversation. The worst thing that'll happen is somebody will say no, not right now. Or yes, I'd like to hear more about how you work with people. Because you haven't backed them into a corner, you've just offered to get the conversation started. But if you never asked, you never told someone this is what you do, did you even give them the opportunity to say yes? Here's what we often do and we don't even realize it. You're doing personal training, health coaching, or you're teaching cooking classes as, say, a side hustle. When someone in the group asks what you do, you tell them that you're a biochemist or an engineer or a legal assistant, whatever you are, okay? They don't even know that you are a health coach or a fitness coach because you didn't share that. To them, this is just a hobby for you. And until you talk about this thing first, you're not even taking it seriously. So why should they? So no one wants someone who's doing this as a hobby. Even if you are a highly intelligent individual who does this as a hobby, I'm not going to hire you. I'm not going to hire a plumber who does it part-time. I'm going to hire the plumber who is the best and has the best reviews when I have a problem. And it's the same with exercise. You're going to go for the best, the fastest. So if you fall back on something else to boost your confidence when you're in a crowd, you need to take a really good look at that. You're not alone in imposter syndrome, in feeling like, why me? Why should I think that I can do this? Everyone has that. Everyone. And as soon as you go to the next level, you'll have it again at that level. And as soon as you go to the next level, you'll have it again at that level. It's normal. And every time you ask yourself, do I have what it takes? Why me? Why would somebody choose me over somebody else? Remind yourself of all of your qualities and remind yourself that if you weren't asking that, there's probably a problem with that as well. Do the personal work. So identify why you have a negative association with money or with asking for money. Do you have a hard time telling people that you're a health coach or a trainer? Why is that? Do you know how to transform them? What examples do you have of even getting your own transformation or of working with other people that you've gotten transformation? Do you have a story of your own? How did you change your own life? Are you your own ideal avatar, meaning your ideal customer? Are there more of you out there? That's the question you've got to be asking. So if you're unique, you're one of a kind, and you're probably not, I know you're special, but what you need to know is, are there enough people like you in the same circumstances you are in? If you solved your own problem and now you want to help more people do it, are there enough of you to make a business out of this? Because if there are fewer of you, you've got to be charging more and more. Steve, who I met with the other day, had no idea that he didn't ever ask anyone to become a client. He said he spent an hour with each of them, but he never really had a plan when he spent that time with them. He likely showed them how to cook. He talked about cooking, but he didn't talk about a specific system or a method that he uses. He didn't have a specific plan for the session that he had with them to discover why the person wanted to do his coaching, or even if they were a qualified customer. These kinds of sessions are called breakthrough sessions when you do them effectively. But if you don't know what is going to happen during that session, first and second and in the middle and last, it's not going to be a very effective session. So my own can't get fitness clients' mistakes. I've made a few. I've made this mistake before. I was so confident that I was a good listener and that I could help anyone by answering questions that I just let them run the session. I didn't structure it. That meant that some of those appointments turned into clients and a lot of them did not. It was random. For the most part, the people that became clients already had their minds made up that they wanted to start before we even met. The consult was just a waste of time. When I gave structure to that consultation, it became far more than a waste of time. One, I added a step before the consultation ever happened so that I had qualified people on the call, only qualified people. I wanted to know that they were serious about continuing and they had something to do before they got there. They had to go through either a 10-day challenge, participating every day, or they had to be a part of an audience where they were in a $10,000 coaching program or where they were being sold one. They also had to fill out a 5-question form before they got on the call. And the questions I ask make sure that they know that this call is about deciding which package is their next best step. The second thing I did is I knew exactly what I was going to say during those first 2 minutes. The third thing is I know how I'm going to plant seeds and specifically say words throughout the call. I know what I'm going to say in the last few minutes before I get off the call. That's called a breakthrough call. And it's something I teach my Marketing Fitness Today coaching mastermind. In order to do that, You have to have a system, a process, or a method that's uniquely yours. You have to know exactly who you want to help. And you have to have confidence in the transformation that you provide. You have to know that this is something your ideal customer wants and is looking for. There's no celebrity in this. You're not a Kardashian promoting a watch me, look at me channel. You have to legitimately have something that you believe will help people and improve the quality of their lives. They need to be looking for answers, though. That one is key. If you can't get fitness clients right now, look at your process of getting them. Are you even asking? Is it logical? Are you doing it in a sequential way? Have you qualified the people that you're talking to? Have you looked at your own relationship with selling and marketing? Are you experiencing imposter syndrome? And can you get rid of baggage around your old beliefs? Look, I know that sales and marketing are not first and natural skills to personal trainers. Most personal trainers love exercise. They love athletics. They love fitness. They love a healthy lifestyle themselves, and they want to share that. They want to promote it, but they don't exactly know how to get inside the minds and the hearts of their ideal customers. And that's what I can help you with. So if you're ready to take the next step and you are interested in some one-on-one support, reach out. I'll put a link in the show notes where you can book a session and we can decide what your next step is. What are you waiting for? The world needs you now more than ever.